Hello and welcome, my name is Katie and I just got back from 14 weeks and 2 days backpacking on the eastern side of Europe. I went to Poland, Germany, Serbia, Montenegro and Albania. So I flew back from Albania to Tirana last night. I left in September, came back in December, so it was kind of like on the cooler side, definitely. And in this video I wanted to show you what I took with me, but in order to do that I wanted to actually unpack my bags that I've brought back with me, so I can also comment on like what things I'm glad I brought and the things that I acquired while I was away, because I acquired a lot of stuff. Whoops. I have 2 bags. This is my Salkan 35-litre carry-on, which I unboxed in another video. It's been absolutely fantastic. I couldn't recommend this bag enough. The quality is amazing. It's like a TARDIS. It fits so much stuff in here. It zips, like I'm pulling on them to like stuff everything in. So I travel with this, and I travel with this bag as my personal item. And then I have a pile of the clothes that I wore on the plane. Whoop. And my scarf. I was traveling with Workaway, which is an online platform where you can stay with hosts who need some help, like nothing crazy. So I worked for like 5 hours a day, 5 days a week, did 4 workaways. They were all amazing, fantastic experiences. I was extremely lucky. Okay, so let's start with what I wore on the plane. So I have socks. This jacket has been amazing. I got it on Vinted. It's the Nano Patagonia Nano puffer thing, and it has Prima Loft insulation. It's kept me very warm, although in some places when I was doing work exchange I got to wear some clothes that were at the host's house. Oh, and it packs down really small. Maybe I'll put a picture of what it looks like when it's packed down. My wallet with my Monzo banking, because that's been amazing. Headphones, I took 2 just in case, and this one plugs into my iPhone but also into regular headphone jack. My passport, super handy. My boarding pass. Ah yes, this is merino wool headband. I wanted a headband instead of a hat because I often tie my hair up like here, but it's warm. Tank top, bra top thing, t-shirt. I acquired these lovely trousers from one of the workaways that I did. They're linen insulation hoodie, which I didn't wear very much because it's not exactly flattering or stylish. It's very technically good, and it was nice to have the option of it in case it got really cold, and like good for doing sports and hiking and things. Obviously my scarf, yeah, which I did wear into the mosque once. So that was everything that I wore on the plane. And then I had my bag with me, which is quite heavy and fits a surprising amount in it. I have a protein bar, emergency tissue, 1 cinnamon sugar from Poland, from Żabka. If you go to Poland, everybody loves Żabka, as far as I know. This is the salt one, little emergency salt. They do really good hot dogs. They're like super smart because they're done in a way that none of the hot dog sauce gets everywhere. Then in the main thing, my dad always jokes that I have more bags than items in my stuff, which is true because this bag is just full of other bags. Bread roll. Then I have, this is the bag that I normally wear when I'm doing things during the day. Tissues. Another Żabka salt. I have my Vaseline, which is good for everything. Moisturizer, cuticle cream, lip balm. Would never go anywhere without Vaseline. My sunglasses, one of the luxuries of my trip. Now this is fun. I bought these when I was in Podgorica because I got into drawing when I was in Serbia, because I was staying with a woman in one of the workaways who did intuitive drawing. We did intuitive drawing together, and I got really into it, and it made me fall in love with drawing again because it wasn't like you have a vision and you have to execute the vision. It was like a sea exploration. Also bought a notebook to draw in. The paper is like printer paper quality. Yeah, I had so much fun just drawing different places. Stupidly, this is where I normally keep my passport because it has my passport's Apple tag in here and some other documents. My yellow fever vaccination, my hehe card, and also when you're in Serbia you have to register where you're staying, and if you're staying in a hotel or hostel they do it for you, but I was staying with a workaway and she registered me. And it also has my air tag. Pencil sharpener, pen, hair elastics. Bought this for my mum for Christmas. I bought this for my grandpa for Christmas. Now this is my prized possession of my entire trip. It was my journal and my writing book because I really got into writing. I ended up writing a novel, which we'll see what happens with this novel. My power bank, I have two. They are the Belkin 10K power banks. I bought two because I was really paranoid about running out of battery, but I really only needed one. This has still halfway charged and I use it all the time. Another pro tip, I'm so glad that I did this, I have the little perfume like miniatures, because you don't need to wear, I didn't need to wear that much perfume, but when I was doing something more fancy I could just have a little bit, and I had like a few different ones of these so I could choose which perfume I wanted to wear. Pocket mirror. I also had my phone with me. Zloty. You can use your card everywhere in Poland. That was just for emergencies. This is the back of the earrings that I'm wearing. I ended up getting a library card in Krakow so I could use the library. Dina. If you're going to like small places in Serbia, you'll need some cash perhaps. Probably, especially in the market. Oh yes, if you're taking buses in Serbia or in Montenegro, then actually was also in Albania? Yes, you need cash to put your luggage under the bus. So the bus driver will give you a ticket, which he attaches to your bag, and you have to pay like between €1 and €2 in the local currency to the driver. So if you buy with Flixbus, also you must print your Flixbus tickets out, which is so jarring. So it's better just to turn up if you're not traveling in peak season and get on the bus and buy your ticket there, or you can buy it at the bus station. More zloty. Yes, this is my bag. She fits everything, like my water bottle. Okay, now on to the rest, more stuff in this bag. Pack-awayable shopping bag, hand sanitizer, hair scrunchie. This has one perfume in it. I get paranoid about like things in my bag breaking and then leaking everywhere. So that's why I kept my sunscreen and my concealer, which I never wore, and some other makeup things in here. Phone charger, which has this really cool, I'll get to it later because the rest of the charger is in this bag, but it's like a travel one. And you can take this off and then put the end that you want in, and then this always stays the same, so it's compact. Tea. This is a Christmas present for my dad. Kindle. This is a picture I bought in Berlin, and I think it looks like me. So I bought it because it made me happy. I have some gifts for my friends. I have a gift for my mum. More tea. Airbrush from Muji. This is the charger for my portable charger. Claw clip. Now this I bring with me, but I never use it. It's like a mini hand towel, but I probably won't stop bringing it with me. Plastic carrier bag. Christmas present for my mum. Then I have inside of my handbag, I have a backpack, which packs away into a tiny bag, and I'll go in that one in 1 second. Some cutlery, pen, hand cream. I don't know why I didn't need to use hand cream or any moisturizer really at all the whole time. I think the water in this part of the world is much nicer than the water in London. Lemon juice, another Żabka salt, hair clips, some jewelry in here, tampon, more chewing gum, paracetamol. Ooh, a half shell. Look how pretty this is. One of the workaway hosts I was staying with, she printed these pictures of us on her sticker printing machine, which we were using to make stickers together. Then onto this bag, which I was talking about earlier. It just has books in. Top tip for backpacking, don't buy books if you can help it, because they're heavy and they take up space and you probably won't read them. Actually, I read one of them. I have 2 of these magazines. This is my second most prized possession, my other notebook. It has stickers that I've acquired. Funny. And this too. There's you again. That was where the novel that I wrote was born. I bought this in Belgrade, and I bought this. 2 empty bags. So now we can move on to the backpack. This is a bottle of rakia, another hair clip. Gloves from Decathlon, which I bought in Poland. And I have some gifts that I got from one of the workaways I did in Poland. Anthem Jam joint cream, because I really badly ruptured my joint capsule falling down the stairs in Warsaw. I didn't need this, but I didn't want to throw it away. It's makeup remover. More gum. So that was everything in the top part of the bag. Then opening the bag up, I bought these shoes, which you may think are really ugly, but I don't care. Oh my gosh, they're so broken. This is my soap bag. I got it from Decathlon. It like rolls up and you can hang it up. Do you want to know what I put inside my soap bag? I have hand cream, 1 shower glove, the remainder of the hair elastics, tampon, tweezers, nail clippers, razor, which I didn't use, deodorant, sun cream, which I'm sorry, I didn't use it either. I know. The coolest toothbrush ever. Conditioner, which I basically ran out of and just decided I didn't need conditioner anymore. I love this face wash. It's actually the tester size. I've been using it for literally years and it still hasn't run out. Body wash and shampoo. I didn't buy any body wash or shampoo on my trip because every time I run out I seem to end up in a hostel where they had a free little people left this behind box, and then I would just top up my bottles. And this was in case of emergencies. Shampoo bar from Muji. I really rate the shampoo bar from Muji. It's my rain jacket. Wore it like 3 times because it doesn't really rain that much in other parts of Europe as it happens. The first half of my bikini, which I wore once and I don't regret taking with me. Electricals, my other portable charger, a cable. This is my backup iPhone cable, Kindle charger. And then this is the bag I was telling you about, which has English, who knows, and Australian, I think. Electronics. Tupperware box. I actually did use this, and if you're planning on staying in hostels, Tupperware box is great, and I just fill mine with random things. This is my period menstrual cup. My clothes line. It has these beads, so instead of having to peg stuff, you just like put your clothes through the hole and then you close the beads on either side and they stay. And I also sometimes use it to put across my bed in a hostel so I can hang my towel over the bed if there's no curtain. These are the old gloves and some miscellaneous jewelry. This is my sleeping packing cube because when you arrive at the hostel you can just whip it out, throw it onto the bed, and then I take off my clothes and put what I'm wearing into the bag, put my pajamas on, and then in the morning you can deal with what mess you have left. Now, I did acquire quite a few clothes during this trip from very generous people, so I have way too many pajamas. I highly recommend a really good pair of sleeping socks. These are wool. It was really cold and lots of hostels don't have heating in the winter. My pajama top, I love her so much. Pajama pants number 1. Like I said, you don't need 2. Pajama pant 2, and pajama shorts, which idiotic me was like, I can just wear shorts. The answer is no, you will not be warm enough. Oh, guys. Random sock. Now, this is my laundry bag. I don't even think... I'm not going to show you what's in my laundry bag, but I think I will make a document and write down everything that I packed in the document if you're interested in knowing what I packed. So this will be included. But it's mainly pants, thermal tops, 2 thermal tops, 1 sports top, 1 vest, 1 bra, more socks, more bra, more pants, more tops. Oh my gosh, I love this top. Turtleneck. But also laundry bag, super handy because in the hostel you can give the whole laundry bag if they offer laundry. And mine has holes in, which is handy for like keeping things fresh. A Polish dictionary. And my microfiber towel. Need I say more? So that was from the top kind of part. All the parts of the bag connect. I just stuffed everything. I have a hoodie, a fleece hoodie, a long sleeve top, medical kit, never used it, but good to have. Another mini packing cube for underwear and socks. For socks, I brought the sleeping socks. I bought 1 pair of waterproof socks because the shoes that I brought, which I'll show at the end, are not waterproof, so I bought the socks instead of those. 2 pairs of wool hiking-ish, like day hiking socks. The little ankle socks, which are like light and breathable. Oh, and 1 pair of period pants, period underwear. This is my tops packing cube. For this region, I would recommend bringing some thermal tops. I had 2, that was plenty. I love a turtleneck top because you can dress them up, you can dress them down. They're small. I have 1 underwire bra, which I wore a total of 1 time. 3 vest tops, t-shirt. Honestly, I had too many clothes. This is too many. Another t-shirt. This is one of my thermal ones. This is from M&S. Another top. Empty. Ah, we're almost finished. Random sock. This is my biggest packing cube. So I have this cashmere jumper, which I acquired and love, and it's so warm. It's a bugger to dry, like it takes 1 to 2 days to dry, but if you're not moving around all the time then you can afford to do that. So good for Serbia when it was snowing. Then I had this jumper. I have a skirt which I mainly wore in Poland in September and the beginning of October. I did buy a pair of tights to go with the skirt, said tights. Jogging bottoms. These are Adidas water repellent fleece lined jogging bottoms, which are again one of these things that's highly practical and kind of If I was going again, I don't know if I would take it, because this kind of thing packs down a lot smaller. This is just a pair of regular leggings. You don't care about them so they can get dirty, especially if you're doing work away where you're on a farm or in the countryside. These are my favourite trousers of all time. They're from M&S. I bought them secondhand, so they're actually the short range. So they're a bit short on me, but they're just really comfortable and they look smart, but you can also travel in them, and it's nice to kind of feel like you're not a traveller when you're travelling, at least for me. So when I'm like getting on the buses and things, I have my handbag and trousers like this, and I feel like just a normal person going to visit their cousin who lives in another part of Serbia or something. Then I have 3/4 length leggings, which I wore in Poland in September, and I didn't wear these once. They're running shorts, but I guess they took up no space, so they're fine on packing cube. And then we have the little miscellaneous things. On the outside of my bag I have my tebas, which, spoiler alert, in the winter you don't need sandals, but I actually wore them in the hostel and in the shower if I needed to. Electrolytes. I have 5 panty liners, 3 IKEA Ziplocs. Aww, I have this Christmas tree decoration, my bike keys, because I accidentally brought them. I bought this in Albania. Spare pair of headphones, mini sewing kit from Muji, emergency iPhone charge, my AirTag. There were occasions where I'd put my bag in the back of the bus or under the plane and want to make sure that it's still with me, and it was really nice to be able to check that it was, and really reassuring. I, on some people's advice, got another bank card in case something happened to my ones and then I was stuck. So I got a Chase card and it was a backup, but I never used it. And like all the random like Superdrug cards that one has in their wallet. We're almost finished. The main part is empty. Now it's just a laptop container. These are all my drawings from Serbia. This is a top tip to bring laundry sheets. You can just tear off a little bit and do your washing in the sink if you need to, and they take up no space. And then miscellaneous papers. Postcard, present, video, postcard, copies of my important documents, present, copy of my insurance policy, postcard, and a padlock. Which when I did interrailing a few years ago, we had to use padlocks in all the hostels, but they've all changed and they all have lockable boxes. So I never had to use this. And she's empty. These are the trainers that I wore. They are barefoot trail running trainers. I love them, but I was very lucky because it didn't rain very much. They were very practical in all the cities. When I was in the countryside doing my volunteer exchanges, they very kindly all had shoes to lend me for doing like working, so like Wellington boots basically. If it wasn't for that, yeah, I would have been screwed. So yeah, this is everything that I brought back with me. Thank you for watching. I hope that this maybe helped you in some way if you're preparing for a trip. If you wanted to know more about how much you can fit inside this backpack, I'm not sponsored by them, obviously, but I would highly recommend them to anyone, and I actually have been recommending them to people. I had a fabulous time, and I feel incredibly grateful to have had this experience. And if you're preparing for a trip, have a great time. At least in Europe, that you're never that far from anything that you need. See you later.